Hello, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So, Scorpio, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking each other's direction and are moving forward. So, with all that being said, Scorpio, let's get started. So far, you do have the World. So you could be dealing with an Aquarius, possibly another Scorpio like yourself, or a Taurus or a Leo. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but let's see what else we can get for you. How does Scorpio currently view this relationship? All right, so far so good. So Scorpio, I do see you starting a brand new chapter slash cycle. For some of you, you could very well be switching careers. For others of you, you could very well be starting a brand new job. And this could also definitely represent a promotion for some of you out there. Of course, this could also have a lot to do with love. So however it resonates with you in your particular situation, because I am definitely getting that for some of you, you could very well be starting a brand new beginning in love here with someone that you see yourself having a lot of abundance and stability with. Okay, so like I said, however it resonates with you in your particular situation, because I'm getting a lot of different storylines for a lot of different people. So for some of you, it could be you starting a brand new relationship. You could be receiving a promotion, possibly starting a brand new job. For some of you, this could have a lot to do with you finally starting that business you've always wanted to start. But this brand new chapter slash cycle that you're starting here for yourself, it's something that you've been waiting for. It's something that you've been praying for is basically what I'm getting. And like I said, this brand new chapter that you're starting, it's something that's going to bring a lot of abundance and stability into your life. All right, how does this person currently view this relationship with Scorpio? So we do have the Six of Cups, we do have the Knight of Pentacles, and then we also have the Queen of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Three of Pentacles for them, okay, with the Five of Wands for them to the Wheel of Fortune, and then we also have the Two of Cups, okay. Alrighty. For some of you, this could have a lot to do with you starting a brand new chapter slash cycle with someone. If that is resonating with you in your particular situation, Scorpio, when it comes down to this person that you find yourself connecting with, this is somebody who truly feels connected to you. Not only do they truly feel connected to you, but they feel very safe and very secure within this dynamic that the two of you share with one another, in the direction that things are heading in between the two of you. They feel pretty good about you and this relationship that they share with you. For some of you, this could have a lot to do with you starting over with somebody that you already have history with. If you're starting over with someone that you already have history with, Scorpio, I do feel like this person is slightly worried and concerned that things might go back to the way it used to be between the two of you, you know, as far as like the two of you constantly fighting, not getting along, not seeing eye to eye. But because things have been heading in the right direction as of lately, they feel pretty optimistic that things are going to ultimately change for the better between the two of you. But if this is like a new person that we're referring to here, Scorpio, I do feel like there was a level of them fighting against the natural flow of things with that Five of Wands energy coming out here. I'm also getting an energy of this might be too good to be true. So there's a possibility that this person could very well have found themselves thinking that this relationship between the two of you could have been a little too good to be true, causing them to be guarded, causing them to fight against the natural flow of things. But because we see this person finally going with the flow and not putting up a fight, we do see the two of you developing a very close bond slash relationship with one another. With the Knight of Pentacles coming out here, though, even though I don't see this person, you know, as guarded as they once upon a time was, and or fighting against the natural flow of things, you know, they are proceeding forward, but they're proceeding forward with caution is basically what I'm getting. You're dealing with a very, very cautious person, regardless if this is somebody that you have history with or if this is somebody brand new that you find yourself connecting with. I feel like the main reason why they're super cautious has a lot to do with this person's past and very little to do with you. All right, how does Scorpio currently feel about this relationship? Okay, yeah, this brand new chapter slash cycle that you're starting here, whether it be with somebody brand new or somebody that you already have a lot of history with, you know, you feel pretty good about it. You know, if this is somebody that you're starting over with, Scorpio, a lot of you feel like, all right, things are just going to get better from this point on. But if this is somebody new, you know, again, the same message applies. A lot of you feel like, okay, it's just going to get better from this point on. So I like that. I like the fact that this connection brings out the best in you. I also like the fact that this connection, you know, is a connection that you want to continue to see where life could potentially take, you know, the both of you. So there's that level of optimistic there, which I really, really do love. You're definitely thinking nothing but good things when it comes down to this person, which, like I said, is really, really nice to see, because I feel like for a while in your readings, you know, you've been very like guarded, very on the fence about things. So to see you harnessing this energy is really, really nice. All right, how does this person currently feel about this relationship? Let's see what's going on. So we have the 7 of Wands, we got the 4 of Swords, and then we also have the 6 of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the 7 of Swords. This person's very determined, regardless if it's somebody new or somebody that you have history with. This person's very determined to not do anything to self-sabotage things here, you know, between the two of you. Now, if this is somebody that you have history with, this person could have done a lot of things to self-sabotage things here between the two of you, you know, causing this person to, you know, really want to walk, I would say, a fine line within this dynamic that they share with you now. So there's a possibility that this person might be under the impression that this is like the last chance you're going to give them, hence why they're like very determined to like walk a fine line and not do anything to self-sabotage this relationship between the two of you, especially because things as of lately have been heading in the right direction. So they really don't want to do anything that could potentially cause this relationship to go left between the two of you again. If this is somebody new, they really don't want to self-sabotage things here, you know, between the two of you. I feel like this person has a tendency of self-sabotaging really good opportunities here, you know, for themselves, is basically what I'm getting. And I feel like it has a lot to do with this person's past and very little to do with you, so just keep that in mind. If this person was ever betrayed or deceived in previous relationships, you know, fairly new connections might terrify this person to the point where it might cause them to run in the opposite direction of a really good opportunity for themselves, causing them to self-sabotage, you know, really good opportunities here for themselves. So they're very determined to not allow past experiences that they've had with other people to affect them within this relationship between the two of you, to the point where they're literally running in the opposite direction of you and this dynamic that they share with you. So with the 7 of Wands coming out here, I do feel like this person's trying their hardest again to just not allow past experiences that they had with other people to affect them within this dynamic that they share with you. There are times where they might find themselves feeling like they have to be guarded with you, but it doesn't have anything to do with you per se. It has a lot to do with things that they've experienced with other people, which is something that this person is very much subconsciously aware of. So for example, if they find themselves experiencing like an intrusive thought and they're over here thinking that you're doing something behind their back or whatever have you, this is that type of person that is very self-aware of, you know, things that they've experienced and how it's affecting them within this dynamic. So when they do get an intrusive thought, they're not going to allow it to, you know, influence them to run in the opposite direction, because they are fully aware that there are some things that they still need to kind of heal from. There are some things that they still need to basically overcome. So I don't really see this person projecting things that they've experienced with other people onto you and this dynamic that they share with you, because we do see this person kind of like checking themselves along the way. So when they get an intrusive thought, they're not going to act on it and turn around and instantly believe it and then turn around and, you know, run in the opposite direction of you. So it's really nice to see that this person is self-aware, that there's still a lot of healing that needs to take place on their behalf. All right, what actions will Scorpio take towards this person or moving forward? So we do have the Ace of Cups. We got the Page of Pentacles, and then we also have the Page of Swords out here. Nice. So in regards to what actions you plan on taking in this person's direction and are moving forward, if this is like a fairly new person that we're talking about here, Scorpio, I do feel like very soon you guys are going to have a conversation about taking things a step further with one another, like jumping into like a full-blown committed relationship with one another, because I do see the two of you having a conversation about taking things a step further with one another. Now, if you guys are already in a committed relationship with one another, you know, this could have a lot to do with the both of you having a conversation about getting a place together, you know, starting a family, you know, things of that nature. It just kind of looks like you're ready for that next step, whatever that next step may be. Okay. Now, if this has a lot to do with somebody that you already have history with, same message applies. There's something about the two of you having a conversation about taking that next step, whether that's starting a family together, you know, getting married, things of that nature. What actions will this person take towards Scorpio or moving forward. So we do have the High Priestess, we do have the Eight of Pentacles, and then we also have the Three of Swords. Okay. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Seven of Cups, alrighty, with the King of Cups, okay, to the Seven of Pentacles, and then we also have the Eight of Wands. Okay, well, they're trying, and that's all that matters, right? In regards to what actions they plan on taking in your direction and are moving forward, I feel like the more serious things get between the two of you, the more scared this person becomes. It's basically what I'm getting. And this honestly applies, you know, for those of you who are dealing with somebody that you already have a lot of history with, as well as if you're dealing with a brand new person. The more serious this relationship gets, the more scared this person becomes, the more overwhelmed they become, the more guarded they become. And it's mainly because they find themselves in a very vulnerable state. And that's a very scary thing, you know, for this person to experience as far as like being in a vulnerable state, you know, is concerned. I mean, we do have the King of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles. So yeah, that's somebody who is, you know, extremely invested in you and what they share with you, regardless of this somebody new or somebody that you already have a lot of history with. And the fear is definitely real on their behalf. Now, again, I do see this person trying their hardest to not project, you know, things that they've experienced with other people onto you in this dynamic that they share with you. But the more serious things become between the two of you, the more frightened they become, the more they start to essentially realize that they cannot tackle all this all by themselves. They truly do need some help and assistance. So this person could very well be thinking, you know, about, you know, seeking counseling or therapy to help them with these trust issues that they're experiencing here on their behalf, because that's what it all boils down to, is them having massive trust issues, you know, them fearing that one day you're going to break their heart, one day you're going to betray them, one day that, you know, you're going to deceive them. So I feel like the more serious things become, the more frightened they become, the more they start to kind of find themselves feeling like, okay, like I can't handle all of this all by myself. I really do need some help. I really do need some assistance. So like I said, this person might be, you know, seeking help for, you know, their trust, you know, issues when it comes down to you, because they really don't want this relationship to be greatly affected by them and things that they've experienced, you know, with other people. So I do like the fact that this person's realizing that they can't do all this all by themselves. They really do need help and assistance along the way. And they're doing what they can, you know, to not project things that they've experienced with other people onto you, because it's not fair, you know, for you to have to deal with things that you never even put them through. You know what I mean? They don't want to make you pay, in other words, for what somebody else basically put them through, because they know that that can be very, very overwhelming, you know, for a person to basically deal with. And they just don't want to put you through that. So I do like the fact that they're doing what they can on their end to like improve whatever it is that they need to improve, work on whatever it is that they need to work on, as well as do whatever it is that they can to keep this relationship between the two of you intact and afloat, because they really don't want to dump all this onto you. They really don't. Like, they don't want you to be responsible, or let alone help them when it comes down to what they're experiencing on their behalf as far as trust issues are concerned, because, you know, it can be very, very overwhelming for, you know, a person to basically take on. Not that you mind, you know what I mean, doing whatever it is that you can to help this person and make them feel, you know, safe and secure, you know, with you. It just kind of sucks for them, because they go from feeling safe and secure with you to then not feeling safe and secure. But it has a lot to do with the more serious things get, the more frightened they become, which is kind of causing them to not feel so safe and secure, because they find themselves in a very vulnerable state. You know, you have the power and the ability to obviously break this person's heart, you know what I mean? And they are aware of that. And that's what scares this person the most, is that you do have that power over them, just like they have that power over you, because you guys are showing up as the King and the Queen of Cups. So you hold this person's heart in the palm of your hands, vice versa. I just don't feel like you're frightened or afraid, but they sure are, is basically what I'm getting. So that being said, that is what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.